Hey guys, Liam here. I've got another Steam Deck news roundup video for you. Apologies though for less videos lately. My right hand's permanent injury has been a massive nuisance, but it's slowly getting back to normal. So thank you for sticking with me. Let's get some news. First up, SteamOS 3.4.6 is now live for everyone on the stable channel. So if you were on preview, you can just swap back to stable and get all the goodies. This is the update that brings with it an updated graphics driver with Mesa 23.1 that fixed up a focus issue with Forza Horizon 5. It fixed graphical corruption issues with Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Ray tracing is now available in Doom Eternal. And it also fixed graphical corruption in Resident Evil 4. Now, I did show off some of Doom Eternal with the ray tracing turned on in my previous video when this update was in preview, but here you've been seeing it a bit more while I spoil more of it for myself, as I still haven't finished the first game. Although I'm very close to finishing the first game, so I'm now pretty excited to give Doom Eternal a run through properly. I don't really think that Doom Eternal is exactly the best example case of ray tracing, but if it's something that you want to test out on Steam Deck, it working is obviously good news. There was also a big Steam client update released that went into the stable channel for everyone. The big highlight feature there is the local network transfers. Again, this is something that was previously in beta and preview that I showed off before. What you can do is set Steam in your download settings to allow transfers across your current local network for just you and friends, or anyone else connected on the network. The point is that it might speed up your downloads if you have games and updates on another system, or if you're on a limited bandwidth connection, it can definitely help with that. There's quite a lot more that came with this Steam client update, and specifically for the Steam Deck, they've moved advanced HDR options to the developer settings. Streamable games are now actually included in the ready-to-play game filter, though the default action is still to install them locally. They fixed a bug preventing some demo apps that store files under the full game app ID from uploading to Steam Cloud and Steam Deck devices. They're finally going to stop prompting you to register for Steam Deck rewards if you have chosen Ignore Forever. And they also fixed some transparency issues with the background in the in-game overlay. Valve also put out an update for Proton Experimental. This is the version of Proton that gets all of the new features and fixes first before going into the main build that's currently Proton 7. For the Proton Experimental update on March 13th, they improved performance and stability in Blood Rain Terminal Cut and Blood Rain 2. They also fixed up Richmond Classic not starting in OpenGL mode. They fixed a memory leak while playing in-game videos in Wolong Fallen Dynasty. They fixed Wolong Fallen Dynasty locking up after playing many videos, and they also fixed prototype hanging randomly. As always, to use Proton Experimental, all you have to do is go into the game properties, into the compatibility menu, tick the box, and then select it from the drop-down. If it's not there for any reason, just go into your Steam library, search for Proton, and it will show up in the list for you to be able to install it. Make sure you do that in your library, not the Steam store. On the subject of Proton, the community-made GE Proton also released an update with GE Proton 7-51. The main changes here are fixes for Halo Infinite launching, fixes for Anno 1800, and Tokyo Necro. Plus various updates for all the bits behind the scenes and removing stuff no longer needed. To use GE Proton, the simplest way is to load up the Discover app in desktop mode, where you can grab Proton Up-QT. This allows you to download various versions of GE Proton, and it sets it up for you automatically once you've told it to download. So then all you've got to do is pick it from the compatibility menu for each game you want to use. Just remember to restart Steam or go back to gaming mode to have GE Proton show up. One point I'm going to make here though is that while it does fix Halo Infinite launching, GE Proton still has issues. Obviously in this footage I'm cutting out various loading screens and my login just to get into it to show you, The problem is it's still pretty crashy right now, so it's not actually a full fix to get it working. During this testing, it repeatedly booted me back to my library even whilst in-game, that you'll see, so hopefully there'll be more fixes to come soon, but hey, it's progress. On to some other quick news. The sweet-looking Railbound recently got Steam Deck verified after an update, as the developer did a good few tweaks here to make it work better, which is always nice to see, and it does look like a pretty good game. For those of you on the hype train for a Steam Deck 2, we do have some disappointing news, because for a true next-gen Steam Deck 2, in a chat with Rock Paper Shotgun, Valve clearly said it would not be for a few years. That's not to say they won't do an upgraded version with, say, a better screen or battery, but a full Steam Deck 2 is confirmed to be multiple years away. So at least we can no longer speculate on that, as clearly Valve are waiting until it's properly worth it. So the current Steam Deck has a whole lot of life in it yet to give. Another game here that got some nice Steam Deck upgrades is Transport Fever 2. The developer recently did a console port, and they put the big free controller interface up on PC as well. And I've tested it, and it does work pretty nicely on Steam Deck thanks to that. So if you like transport building sims, it might be worth a look. Subnautica also got Steam Deck verified as well, as this is another developer that went back to an older game to upgrade it with some newer tech, and there's a few smaller improvements to make the Steam Deck experience just that little bit better. Now, I've never played Subnautica, but I've seen plenty of it, and I really can't wait to dive into it myself now. For those of you wishing to upgrade the SSD storage in the UK, Scan have another model you can try, and this time it's a 2TB SSD compatible with the Steam Deck. It's really great to see many more stores actually stocking these, as previously they've been really hard to get. Something else I wanted to touch on today is Epic Games, as they've recently opened up self-publishing for game developers. Something that caught my eye in their announcements was a rule that they have on multiplayer games launching on the Epic Store need to work cross-play with other stores. So developers can't just put up an online game on Epic that does not play with Steam players. So for players overall, it's actually a really good rule. I'm not knocking them there at all. However, it likely means that many more developers will end up using Epic Online services, since that offers a lot of free cross-platform and cross-store features that Steamworks simply doesn't have. I did email Valve Press to see if they had any plans to upgrade Steamworks to work across more places for things like matchmaking, and they just didn't reply to me, so that's a bit of a shame. Finally, we're also going to see even more people across Hong Kong and Taiwan get easy access to not just buy a Steam Deck, but to actually demo it as well, as Komodo PR emailed out just today, March 16th, to announce that they've teamed up with Acer. So they're going to have the Steam Deck and the official docking station in retail stores starting tomorrow. They also said in the email they plan to expand these retail store sales into Japan and South Korea in future too. So that's really exciting, because this could be another huge boost for the Steam Deck. The more people that buy it and play on it, the more likely we are to see direct support from game developers. I keep on banging on about it, but it's all true. All of these anti-cheat issues, for example, would go away over time as more people are playing on deck. And it's all well and good selling it online, but if people can go into a retail shop, have a hands-on and think, yeah, this is cool, they might then buy it. I do hope that Valve hasn't forgotten about other regions though. There's many more people out there who I'm sure would love to buy a Steam Deck. Some of you keep commenting on my videos that you can't buy one. So if you could officially, yeah, of course more people are going to buy it. But we're already mid-March and they haven't announced anything, so I hope they do soon. Anyway, that is all for this news video. Thank you as always for listening and sticking with me. All source links will be in the description as usual. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, help me out here guys, and I'll see you later.